I got a condition from whatever happened. I've never talked about it on the public. I got a condition called interstitial cystitis, which is lifelong. So I'm currently living with two chronic diseases, that is HIV and that one interstitial cystitis. This is where I'm unable to hold urine for my pee or urine for long, and sometimes I get a lot of pain kwa bladder. Acha tu niwaambie, from where I sit, as a person who is young and a person who has HIV, si rahisi kumeza dawa kila siku, by the way. It's really not easy as you might think. Si rahisi. So if you're in a position not to prevent yourself from taking this medication, please do. Si rahisi. Because you people, wengine tulijikuta, if we had the chance of preventing ourselves from getting HIV, trust me, we wouldn't be positive right now. Nilianza nao watu nishai date. They're not many, don't get why. I'm not si wengi hivyo. So I told them and wengine wakani cut off, wengine wakasema, but I still speak to others, like two of them. I've dated like 4 guys. So the two of them wananiongelesha like walishanga, how is it possible? Unaona the fear. They were told once you sleep with the person who is HIV positive, you're going to get it.
Guys, habari zenu, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. My name is Wanjiku Cleopatra. I am a young woman living with HIV and a very passionate advocate with regards to breaking stigma surrounding HIV. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, asante sana. Nyinyi niliwaambia harusi yangu mtakula mpaka avocado. Mniombe nipate mtu. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. And of course, we are on our road to 10,000 subscribers. Bado hatujafika. So please share this video, share this channel to your friends, to your family, and let them know that we are having a very big conversation where we are creating a community of understanding, a community of support, and of course, a community of empowerment. Guys, welcome back to another new episode. And of course, tulisema tunaleta wageni hapa. It's not just because tunajaribu celebrate their amazing journeys, but because we are trying to break stigma or the stigma that surrounds HIV. Before we start, allow me to thank the sponsors of this episode, and that is Phone Place Kenya. And I want to remind you that this is the most and the best and the most legit smartphone and accessories shop. And guys, tulisema si simu peke yake tunauza. Tukisema Phone Place, mnafikiria ni simu peke yake. No, we have accessories, we have content creators, so those equipment zote zenye mnataka. And to remind you that we are located at Bazaar Plaza, Mezzanine Unit 5. Na tukuwakumbusha tu that tuko na Phone Place Care, and this is where you can get yourself your phone repaired. Kama iko na shida, watu wa kusema sikuski, hello, unapanda juu ya mti, juu ya network, juu ya nini, simu, mouthpiece, please visit us for diagnosis and treatment. Acha niseme hivyo, diagnosis na unatengenezewa simu hapo. We also have extended warranty for all the phones that you feel that zenye hawezi pata hii Kenya. Ziko, we have Google Pixel, we have phones like iPhones, we have nothing phones. You come and we give you an extended warranty at a very reasonable cost. And of course, we have lipa mdogo where everyone, kila mtu, comrade, mama mboga, watu wa boda, si tuliambiwa hivyo, hustlers, nitumie hiyo jina. You can always come there. If you've been eyeing these S23, unakuja tu na deposit unawekelea, and within 6 months unakuja ukieka ukipata kitu unarusha, ukipata then you save, and then unachukua later and you walk yourself with your phone, the one that you've always wanted. And of course, guys, before nisahau niwaambie that we also have trade-in where you can get, if you want to upgrade. Sio lazima chukue uweke hiyo pesa yote. Sasa hii atakuweka 50,000 ikuwe pamoja. It's not easy, but you can always upgrade and come trade in ukuje simu yenye uko nayo, as long as iko umemaliza 2 years na you have the receipt and it's still in the right condition, you'll come and trade in, get the better phone or upgrade your phone. You just ka pesa kidogo tu ndio utatuachia, and after that we will always serve you at your doorstep. Guys, kama huna wakati, if you're busy, uko kazi, uko wapi, sio lazima ukuje kwa duka. We have our website and you can always click to Phone Place, utapata your website. Phone Care, we have a new website too where you can click uende uangalie, you click on the item that you want. Kama ni diagnosis unaangalia, kama ni kamera hii ya nyuma haujui hata bei, una click to S23 back camera, unaangalia, unapewa bei, and then you book your appointment. So guys, you have no reason to stay with a broken phone. You have no reason to stay with a bad phone. Content creators, you have no reason to give us bad audios and bad videos at the same time when we have very nice equipment at a very affordable price at Phoneplex Kenya. Remember that we are located at Bazaar Plaza, Mezzanine, Phoneplex Kenya, Mezzanine Unit 5, and of course Phoneplex Care, the same building, Bazaar Plaza, 4th floor, D2. Guys, karibuni sana Phoneplex and get yourself. Kuja tu tafadhali, nisikuwa napatana na watu wako na simu zinakaa spider huku mbele. Tafadhali, we have very affordable prices for your repair and diagnosis. And now, can we start? Yes, we can. And of course, we have another guest. And request Arudi. We're having a part 2 of Gracie, and she shared about her story. And we're here to remind everyone that this channel is about creating awareness. This channel is about celebrating people who are doing incredible work in the community, who are creating advocacy, creating awareness, who are advocating for rights, human rights for everyone, and of course for people living with HIV. So allow me to welcome the guest. Karibu sana Gracie.
Asante.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You got so much love. Jesus. You got so much love from the channel, and tunakukaribisha tena. Please, for someone who has not watched the previous video, you can introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and then we dive into part 2 of your story.
Hi guys, my name is Grace Morugi. I am 25 years old. I'm a person with disability. I am partially blind and also a person living with HIV since birth. I am an advocate for the rights of people who are living with HIV, and I also advocate for people with disability, that is creating awareness regarding disability and HIV as well. Today I'm in my afro. My natural hair, I've combed it in an afro. I'm wearing a black tank top. I have gold accessories. I'm wearing a peach sunglasses. I have blue jeans and peach shoes for my visually impaired viewers.
Wow. That is, Gracie, I love that fact that when you're introducing yourself, you have to be you're very considerate in saying how you look like and you describe yourself. And I've seen it in events right now. When there are events, people are doing that, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
It makes me feel that there's a lot of inclusivity. And like previously, wakati, no one used to care, like unashindwa kwa nini. These people need to know who is speaking to describe, and they can put a picture on your face. So thank you so much for honoring my invite and for coming once again. Karibu sana.
Asante.
I want us to take it from where we stopped last time. And yes.
So we talked about me last time, if you didn't watch, and I'm going to pick it from where my na raped me. And it was a very traumatizing experience, but well, I was able to heal. But apart from him, like I got a condition from whatever happened. I've never talked about it on the public. I got a condition called interstitial cystitis, which is lifelong. So I'm currently living with 2 chronic diseases, that is HIV and that one, interstitial cystitis. This is where I'm unable to hold urine for my pee or urine for long, and sometimes I get a lot of pain kwa bladder. Mm-hmm. So that is what happened to me. The only people who knows the only person who knows is Olive. Olivia is my friend who we live with, and she's like she's a sister. She's been there. This after that condition, we wondered, like, it happened, but now it nikajua later. Like, I started feeling weird. I didn't know what was wrong. So when I went to the hospital, I had to be done, like, biopsy was to be done, and that's how they diagnosed me with that condition.
When was that? If
That
you
was
don't mind.
last 2025 around March.
Immediately after the OD or way later?
No. You can Google what interstitial cystitis is. It's inakuja late. Ilikuja later kwangu ndo nilianza kufeel uchungu. But ni sawa tu.
Is it treatable? Is there medication?
There's medication. Ni kama tu HIV, you go for clinics. So I haven't gone for clinics for long because it's a little bit expensive. So I'm like, I had to cut eating some things like spices. I don't take tomatoes. I don't take like soda, alcohol. Yeah. So because those foods and drinks will trigger the pain. So I'm usually eating things without tomato, spices, and that's how I've been living since I got diagnosed with that disease.
And how has it been? How was the transition and you juggling between these are three conditions that you're trying to juggle around, and as a young woman, of course, how has it been?
It has been it has been tough and very hard because I was used to a certain lifestyle. Now I had to change to what I am today, because you see, now that I don't have money, like a lot of money to keep on going to the hospital, because you have to go, like I was told to go every month, but honestly I've not gone for the last I don't know how many months. So for nakunywanga tramadol when the pain is too much, nakunywanga tramadol ama na kunywa maji mingi because inasaidia. Yeah, and I don't sit for long. If I sit for long, I have to take a painkiller which will sustain me for that long, or I just hata matatu spendi juu ya traffic. I might start feeling pain and people will not understand what's wrong with me. So it really changed me. It made my life more expensive now because I have to maneuver. Napenda bikes. That's why every single time I'm, hi guys, come with me as I go somewhere, and then you see me on a bike. That's the reason why. Or an Uber, because it's a bit faster. I don't have to stay kwa gari for long.
And of course gari hata when you're pressed, si rahisi ati mtu wa kusimamisha ati you go help yourself.
Yeah, unless it's an Uber, you can request that person. But for the matatus, you have to hold it. And when you hold it, it becomes more painful. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask Gracie, after that ordeal, have you ever felt like you can maybe pursue justice about that to whoever did that? Do you think, or you just left it at that and forgave the person?
I would want to pursue justice, but unfortunately, I can't remember his face. The only thing I know is I can remember the way he used to speak, his voice, and his name, his second name. So it's quite difficult to find him. His name is Maina. Ako side za alikuwa naishi Mwihoko, Kizito to be precise, but I can't remember exactly where he was because I would have gone back. I'm not sure even if he lives there. Naweza mtafuta, but I'm not sure if I'll find him. But now that I was unable to do anything about it, and I was scared of being judged and people saying swendo ulijipeleka kwa nyumba ya mwanaume and all that, nikaamua tu ni kitambo pia, nikaamua tu maisha iendelee. I know karma might not catch up with him because watu wameweza kusema when somebody does you wrong, you say karma, all goes around comes around. I don't know. I don't believe in that, but I believe it's gonna, I don't know. Yeah, tuaishi maisha yake. I hope one day atapata tu, maybe karma is there, I don't know. But for me, mi niliamua tu kuendelea na maisha yangu because now it's already done. I cannot do and I cannot undo whatever has already happened. Siwezi pona. Ni kama tu ukimwi, watu wanasema watu wanapona. I've never had any cure of HIV, honestly. Pia hiyo niliambiwa I'm supposed to take drugs which I don't have. But maybe I'll get them someday. Mi nishazoea tu kuishi hivi. Honest, I'm not on any. When I got diagnosed with that I see, nilipoangwa dawa. But vile
Did they help?
No,
at all?
Not really. But now my lifestyle vile nili change because mi niliona I have a lot of medicines I'm taking, honest. Nikunywa za ukimwi, nikunywa tena hizo. They were too much. So mi nikaamua tu kucut hizo spices, tomatoes.
Your lifestyle.
Nika change, yeah. And taking a lot of water. Na pia avoid kuketi for long, kusimama for long. Yeah. And it has been working so far. But it will not interfere with my womb. I asked about like having kids and all that because me personally, I personally want to have kids in future. So nilamba I'll have them. It won't interfere with my future and also my sex life.
Wow, at least that's did you seek counseling maybe after?
No. I've never.
You walked yourself through that journey alone?
No. I've never gone to any counseling. The only thing I went for is when I wanted to commit suicide. Like once nilishikwa nikitaka kukufa, I was taken to a therapist. That's the only time I've had counseling. Now ukimwi pia, the only person who spoke to me was my father. Hizi vitu zingine I've never been talked to by anyone.
You've walked yourself?
Yeah.
All along?
Crying myself to sleep. Talking to Olivia. And my friends been there.
I saw your friends on a TikTok live and they are very supportive and you guys were having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wow, that is getting such supportive friends. It's a rare thing because most people right now, marafiki wenye tuko na wao sahi, you might not they might not give you what you need. They might support you hapo mkiwa pamoja, but ukitoka hapo nje they are not doing that. So it's quite nice. I envy having such friends who are supportive, who look out for you in any way. And big up Olivia. That is some nice job. And away from that, Gracie, we had a conversation last time and we went through how life has been and maneuvering and all that. And I would want you to tell us, maybe for someone who didn't see, how your journey has been from knowing, like literally knowing this is who I am, ukiwa mkubwa, and this is the life that you want, and up to where you are and you're public about your status, you're creating a lot of advocacy, you're doing a lot of work in creating awareness. How has it been?
It has been great. For people who did not watch me, I talked about how my life has been since I was a child. I was born with HIV and I grew up taking Septrin until 2013 when I was introduced to ARVs. My life was smooth because I used to live with my grandmother and my dad before they died. They died while I was my grandmother died while I was in high school and my dad alikufa 2023. So life changed when I got into high school and I disclosed my status to a nurse who later on told somebody. I'm not sure who she told because that's where the stigma started. Like that's when people started gossiping about my status, talking behind my backs. And then when I went to high school, I was in a special school in Thika called Salvation Army Thika High School for the Blind, and we usually find ourselves in same universities. So apparently for me, I went to Kenyatta University and kuna watu wa high school tulienda na wao huko, and that's when they continued with the rumors and it really affected me. There's a point I even stopped taking my medication because I was scared people would, I was stressed I was in distress. Juu kila saa ni ukimwi, Grace this, Grace that, Grace akona ukimwi, she's a hoe. They even used to call me kipofu mkora. Yeah, kipofu mkora, because they believe that once you are HIV positive, you only get that HIV from sex only. That's one of the myths that that is there in our community till now. And also some people they fear HIV because of the stigma or the fear that was instilled kitambo. Even when we were kids, I remember Cleo when hata uliaka kwa status ukisema, we used to say mgonjwa mbaya wamaliza wanadamu. And then there was that thing ilikuwa imechorwa hapo, ilikuwa inakaa animal. By then I used to my sight was still there nzuri. Hiyo kitu ilikuwa imechorwa hapo, it looked like it wasn't even ilikuwa inakaa human. So we as kids tukiona hiyo kitu akai mtu akona ukimwi na I don't even know how to explain that thing, but ilikuwa iko scary. So hizo tu vitu za kitambo bado watu wanajisikilia, wanakusengenya. But ni life, so me I decided to come out because I wanted to save lives. Since I came out, so many people have been in my DM telling me like I inspired them. Nimefanya wengine wameanza kumeza dawa. I know it's tiresome sometimes, it's draining, but we have to. That's the only way we will stay healthy. So we ensure that you take your medication and live just like anybody else.
Question. Just wacha nikuulize maswali. Nilisema huko watulizangi maswali, lakini now I want to ask a few things because I'm very curious. And I will start with what is happening. You're a young girl. And of course, you've seen that statistics show that we have very many infections, very many new HIV infections, new, to be precise, new infections among adolescents and young people. And that is one of the things that we are trying to fight. And that is when I say like national syndemic and diseases control, that is NSDCC, that is the main priority. And we call it the triple threat. And that is when you're saying about triple threat, we are referring to new HIV infections, we are referring to early teenage pregnancies, and we are referring to sexual and gender-based violence among adolescents and young people. When I say adolescents, I mean 14 to 24 years or 14 to 25 or 15 to 24 years. These are young people, and umetoka juzi hata ni last. Some few weeks ago ndio umetoka kwa hiyo category. But you're still there, you're 25. What is happening? Where are these infections coming from, Gracie? Where we know that we have drugs that people who are HIV positive can take medication, adhere to it, become undetectable. They cannot infect their sexual partners. We have preventive measures, so many of them. Just to name a few, we have condoms, we have PrEP, we have PEP, we have vaginal ring, we have abstinence, we have vitu mingi sana. Where are these infections coming from? As a young person, where do you think these infections are coming from your peers?
These infections are coming from unprotected sex and out of peer pressure that's happening. Because many young people want to explore sex, and many of them believe that sex with protection aibambi, so they don't care, and they have they have careless sex, and this sex is due to this sex or this ignorance, we are getting those new infections.
What are we supposed to do about that? Because we are creating awareness every other day. Condoms are there. We are telling them tunafaa kufanya nini hatujafanya for young people to make them know the HIV is there, it's in existence. You people wa young wanaogopa kupata mimba kuliko ukimwi, wanasema dawa iko, they don't understand about treatment. They think treatment is an easy thing just because it's one tablet. What do you think we can do to stop this, to create a gap and to close this gap?
We should continue creating awareness, and also I advocate for doing tests before having sex, because many young people just tend to look at each other. Mtu anakaa poa,
Anaweza kubali kweli?
when by they're taking, acha tu niwaambie, from where I sit, as a person who is young and a person who has HIV, si rahisi kumeza dawa kila siku. By the way, it's really not easy as you might think. Si rahisi. So if you're in a position not to prevent yourself from taking this medication, please do. Si rahisi, because you people wengine tulijikuta, if we had the chance of preventing ourselves from getting HIV, trust me, we wouldn't be positive right now.
Yeah.
So I would tell you not to just value your life. I'm not saying HIV, I'm not instilling work or anything. Si HIV si mbaya sahi, but still si rahisi pia kumeza dawa. Just be vigilant.
People are not getting tested. Why are not young people not getting tested?
They are scared. And also they feel like once unajua what they think, that once you get HIV, you'll start seeing the symptoms immediately. Let me break it to you right now. I'll hold your hand as I tell you this. HIV can stay in your body for as long as 10 years. Am I wrong?
Over even 10 years.
Even over 10 years. So please get tested mara kwa mara. Don't just assume you don't have it because you don't have the symptoms. It can be there and you will not know you have it until you get tested. And also, be vigilant. Don't have reckless sex. Don't usishare vitu. We all know how to prevent ourselves from getting HIV. See, apart from the myths, I believe most of us are learned and we know the ways of how to transmit. Yes, so mjichunge tu. That's all I can say, because there's no one who's coming to save you apart from yourself.
In this era, Gracie, where there is this technology, there is the internet and all that, and you'll find that most young people are dwelling, most people, sahi mpaka me included, nikisikia tu hivi kakichwa hivi, simu, tunafanyanga hivi. Mr. Google, what is this? Back pain, sijui. I'm very sure that you get this text that is sijui nasikia, I had unprotected sex. Yeah. Nashuku huyo mtu. I already feel I have the symptoms and all that. And it's very good you've said it is not always a symptom. It's some of these are symptoms. You will never realize. Na ndio maana you'll find that, and I will picture this, and that was my next question, because I wanted to ask and to get some emphasis on why, if you get the population, the highest population of people living with HIV is women and girls, and adolescent girls and young women. But you realize that the highest mortality rates that we have is among men. You expect that juu watu wengi wenye wako positive ni wanawake, pia vifo zikuwe mingi, but you realize it's the men, because men do not seek health services. Completely. Wanaume hata kupima wanasema bibi akipima ako sawa, uko sawa, kama ako sawa niko sawa. Si ako sawa. I don't know what we can do, because young men your age, and mostly not even young men generally, do not seek health services. What can we do to make men, at least right now we are trying to involve them in treatment, in management, but what is it that we can do to make men seek healthcare services? Because mwanaume by the time analetwa hosi, even when I used to work in a facility, analetwa akona TB, akona meningitis, akona nini zote. Even for that man to pick up, it's not easy. But women at least do. There's, of course, body changes. Someone gets pregnant, ataenda apimwe and all that. What can we do to make men and young boys and to get involved in healthcare, in seeking treatment? What is it that we are not doing that we can do? Ni Gen Z hata mnaendanga hosi kwanza? Mtu akiwa badly off kabisa.
Exactly. They wait till it get when it was. That's when they go to get medical attention. So for men, I'd recommend we have I don't even know. Do we have people who create awareness, like men?
Yeah.
So we create to awareness for me, and also we can have groups, men. Ya wanaume pia, because women wanajua kushikiliana sana. So I'd recommend even for men wakwe na hizo groups where they can share, they can talk, they can seek help if one is feeling unwell. Yeah, and we in those groups we can have social workers, mental health personnel who can be able to counsel them and recommend the best alternatives to their problems or illnesses. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you mentioned something, Gracie, about peer pressure. And that is one of the leading vice towards all the bad things that are happening in the community right now among young people. How is it that you were able to beat? Of course, you've been part of that. I've been part of the peer pressure in campus and all that. How is it that right now, I don't expect that anyone can influence you to do bad things. But at that point that you did that,
Yeah.
what is it that we can do? Because even these promiscuity that is happening among young people, it's because of the peer pressure.
Yeah.
Wanaona kwa internet, huyu amefanya, Gracie ako na mbaba, mimi nataka nikuwe na mbaba pia mimi. What is it that we can do because of this peer pressure? And something that tumesomeshwa, si ati haisomeshwi na iongelelewi, but it's still there and it's affecting our generation.
We should emphasize more on the consequences of these peer pressures because people just blindly do things because other people are doing. So, for example, you should tunatia mkazo kwa what you'll get, the results which you will get. Once you know them, I don't think you will fall into peer pressure. Once you know what you will get or the consequences that awaits you after being what?
Influenced, yeah.
Being influenced, utakuwa a little bit careful with your lives. So to avoid peer pressure, you should be self-aware. You should know what comes after whatever you're planning to do. If it's sleeping around, if it's alcohol. For alcohol, we have addiction. We have utakuwa. You don't have, for example, auna kazi. You can end up in the crime scene. You can even get killed by mob. For HIV, you will get to take utajikuta unameza dawa ukikata. By the way, it's not easy. Ndio ujikubali, kuna denial.
A lot of it.
Yeah, na most of people wanakufa juu ya kuwa in denial. Even for parents, there's a person who came into my DM and asked me and told me, she opened up and told me that her parents wanakata brother yake mdogo ameze dawa because, I don't know, they were in denial. And, depriving someone from taking their medication, is that lawful?
It's not. It's not lawful. It's bad.
It's really bad, and that can.
And are they taking their medication themselves?
We can cost that child's life because of being selfish. Unafikiri unamsaidia huyo mtoto, kumbe unamputa at risk ya kukufa. I don't know. I think they are kama wako wakubwa hivyo and they are parents. Of course, wanakunywa dawa zao, but they don't want the child. But I talked to the sister and she told me alimongelesha. I even had told her if they don't agree, she can give them my number so that I can speak to them. Ingenishinda, I could have ningekuja kwako pia tu uwasaidie. So fortunately they walimpea dawa and the girl was happy. I was also happy because at least to save life.
Why were they not allowing?
I don't know. They were in denial and they thought I don't know, the child atakata. But that child ako mdogo.
How old?
He was around 6. Huyo ni mdogo sana. Like you can influence how they think about. You can you
can work through it.
Exactly. That's a child. So good. Walimpea dawa finally. But that was wrong.
And that makes me ask something, Gracie. Now, that is a 6-year-old who will be started on treatment. They literally don't know what is happening.
Yeah.
If that parent is not comfortable kumpea dawa, hata kama sahi hajui, huyo mzazi ataweza kudisclose? Hataweza. Which is the appropriate age that you feel that disclosure should start happening? Because all the problems that we have, you included, me and every other guest mwenye nimeleta hapa, people who us who are born with HIV, disclosure has always been an issue. And I feel that most of the things that we went through, it's because we did not have a proper transition from your childhood, sasa umejua juu ya status, to teenage, unaenda hapo, wanafaa I don't know, there has never been a very good transition plan or package yenye inafaa kufanya mtoto akiwa between 1 to 4 years to 5 years wanapewa dawa hawajui za nini. You're telling them ni kifua, unamwambia ni roho, unamwambia hivyo ni macho, unaendelea, anafika from 5 to 10 years, bado you continue, and this child is still growing. What is it that parents can do? Because all these, and something that I've come to realize, na feel hizi infections zenye zinakuanga mingi sana za young people ni they did not have a very good disclosure. Hiyo transition haiku happen poa. Mtoto ameenda high school, siku hizi hata wacha hii time ya Trump mambo ilichemka sana juu dawa zilikuwa kwa TV all over.
Yeah.
Hata mzazi mwenye ameishi kuambia mtoto ni za vitamin zilikuwa kwa TV almost 6 months zikionyeshwa hapo. Sijui kumeenda. So a lot of unintended disclosure happened by that time. Kuna mtoto aliona dawa zenye anakunywa kwa TV na watu TV wanasema ni za ukimwi. Wewe umeishi kumwambia, unadhani mtoto atameza dawa? Hatameza. Those are the kids who are infecting other kids out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Those adolescents. Because there has never been, even I feel the ministry should do something about the transition from childhood. Hiyo treatment. Mimi nilianzishiwa dawa nikiwa 13 years. Hiyo wakati ndio nilipelekwa na shushu yangu hospitali na wakadisclose na wakaniambia sikuwahi pelekwa hospitali. Nilipelekwa hospitali tena by my dad in form 2 when I had TB. When I was almost dying.
Oh my God.
That is the second time nishaipelekwa hospitali. From there sijawahi again. So parents still have a role that they need, parents and guidance that they need to play when it comes to these kids. Because pia mimi my adherence issues zilikuwa kwa sababu hiyo transition ilikuwa well defined. Ni pap. Yeah. Ndio hizi dawa, meza dawa, usipomeza utakufa. Jesus.
Pia nilisahau uliniuliza about mambo na peer pressure, the new infections. Pia hizi new infection actually they are from people who are in denial. Unaona ukipata ukimwi uko bita na ndo ulikuwa uko vigilant by the way. Or I might not blame you, probably you didn't get it from sex or you got it from somewhere else, but once you realize you have HIV you want to get it out of your chest and you want to sleep around or you want to infect other people, and that's how we are getting the new infection. Unapata mtu akisema niko na ukimwi na target yangu ni watu 50 and ana execute that nini kufi peke yake. Like, unaona hiyo ujinga yao ya kitambo ya kusema ati niko na ukimwi nataka kuua wengine sifi peke yangu. That is so wrong, and that's where we are also getting the new infection from such people who, and you know, infecting people knowingly, that's a very, it's against the law and you can get sued for that. So if you're doing that na unanisikiza sai, please acha hiyo ujinga uko nayo, because you're putting other people's lives at risk. Ati utakufa peke yako, wewe ulitafuta peke yako, achana tu na watu. And also watu wanasema watu ukimwi tunawana, not everybody ako na hiyo, like most of us are aware, like we are actually creating awareness. If we were not comfortable about our statuses, we wouldn't be at the I mean kwa public. Tumejitokeza ndio tuoneshe watu like hiyo ukimwi yenye mnaogopa, it's not the same ukimwi right now. I keep on saying that every single time. Ukimwi sai si kama hiyo ya kitambo, and pia clearly waambia mambo ya you is equals to you. Yana pia watu pia wache kudanganya. Kama you're not undetectable and you know you can transmit, when you're undetectable you cannot transmit. But you know, people have come to realize that you is to you, and it's in a sound a bit safe once you say that, right? And people will not be scared about like of you. Do they know that undetectable is untransmittable? Please, if you know you're not undetectable, stop lying.
How do you know whether you're detectable?
Because
or not?
You go for viral loads. Every single, once you go to your clinic, watu wako na ukimwi, you can attest to this. When we go to get our medications and for our clinics, checkups hapa na pale, there's viral load. Now, your viral load will tell us the amount of, or the quantity, hizo viruses ziko kwa your blood. So once they're 0, that's when you're undetectable. But if you have counts of viruses in your blood, then you're not undetectable. ama zinakwanga what levels?
We used to say it used to be 200, below 200 copies, but right now, to make it very safe,
0.
we are using 50 copies. At least 50 and below, that means that you're undetectable.
Yeah, exactly. So please, because you're HIV positive, it doesn't mean you're undetectable unless you have your viral load below 50 copies, as Cleo has told us right now.
Yeah, and it's quite unfortunate, Gracie, that you'll find even young people our age, mtu anaendanga hospitali anatolewa damu, hujui damu kama inakunywa, hujui kama inauza. You don't even... Guys, you go to the hospital, kila wakati ni kupeana tu mkono. Tukiongea Javai Road hujui. Like, what do you do in that clinic? Why would you allow someone akutoe damu hata ulizi daktari?
Exactly.
Then kuna wengine, tukiongea used to you, hata they don't ask. Wataenda utolewe, ukienda hospitali. Unajua madaktari, usidhani wako na hiyo time pia wao. Unauza, result iko aje? Ai, uko poa. Uko poa. And you're okay. Sasa mimi unakuja kuniuliza inbox. Uko poa? Inamina aje? Aliniambia niko poa. Guys, please, let's take responsibility of our own health. There's no one who will take care of yourself. And I said, and I always say that you must start from within. You are responsible of your own health. Mimi siwezi enda hata nikipimwa nini saa hii nauliza. Lazima uulize. When you go for your results, go ask. We have facilities, like our facility, the facility I go, you go, unaenda unatestiwa unafanywa test ya STI zote, unafanywa kila kitu, all NCDs unafanywa. Na si ati ukifanywa tena ukirudi hata uulizi, then usiogope. It's about your health. Mimi when I was going to that clinic, nipimeni munipime mpaka mental health, unaona kama na cheesy at times. Munifanye hizo screening zote. All STIs, hata hiyo nipimeni tena naweza kuwa nilipona. So it's good for you to take responsibility. And it's very unfortunate that cannot happen because so many people are still in denial. Yeah. Unameza dawa lakini hata dawa haziwezi fanya kazi juu umejiwekea stress hivi. Unashinda ukituuliza ni nini, tuna glow. Hatu glow hivyo.
Hata ukule vizuri.
Yes.
Unajiachilia tu. Ukikunywa dawa ka ujipendi, definitely you're not going to move differently. You're not going to glow. Uko na stress, pressure, just kunywa dawa, be happy, eat well, do exercises. And you're going to be looking healthy, and you're going to have a long life and a happy life.
Yeah, and acceptance starts
from within.
Start hapo. And you'll always find out, guys, and I always say that everything will align. Huyo mpo mwenye unataka atakuja. Everything that you want will align, but you will not get all those things if you do not accept yourself, if you do not start from within. And something else, Gracie, people think that when we talk about adherence ni kumeza dawa. And I want you to explain, because you've mentioned about those things. That is what adherence is. Yeah. Adherence si kuamka na mezanga dawa saa 4 na kuchukua na meza. Utameza hizo dawa kama mahindi, kama njugu, na bado utakaa tu umedhoofika. There's so much.
Yeah, exactly. And once you're taking your medication, please stick to that exact time. Si leo umesikia unakunywa dawa 8, kesho unakunywa tena 11. You have to stick to the specific time to make them work. That's what I was told. And I adhere to my timings, and I also eat well. Adherence is loving yourself, taking care of yourself, as Cleo has already said, eating well, doing exercises, making yourself happy, just living a normal life. Si kushindo umelala, unashindo ukisema you will die, you're crying every day. No, people are happy when with their nini. Ata hizo rejections, actually we were to talk about relationships.
Yeah.
Recently I was in an interview somewhere, and it was very disturbing, the questions that I was getting there. My mambo na sex life, relationship. Pia ndo kwa sasa tutaingia to that, but now acha nimalize na adherence. Once you adhere, you'll definitely get that person. If you want love, you'll get love. If you want to be a model, you want to be a doctor, like it won't stop you from being who you are meant to be or what you want to be. HIV will not stop you from being who you want to be. Yeah, so we can get into hizo zingine.
Okay. Now we talk about relationships, rejection, acceptance. Hizo zote zinakujanga pamoja. And I will start with asking the most... Hii swali lazima niulize guest wangu. And this is because I've seen so many arguments. We have so many divided opinions, which is okay and which is fine.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, in this era that we are in, the era of history, do you think that it's very important for someone to disclose about their status? Having in mind that I know Mimi Cleo, niko undetectable. If I get someone who's HIV negative, I cannot infect them even when we have unprotected sex. Is there any means? Is it important? Na I'm sure ya nini na najua ako safe.
It is
How do you
important. It is very, very important. Disclosing your HIV status.
Don't view it, Gracie, because you're public. You don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
Kuna watu wanaficha dawa huku kwa nini kwa
there.
viti.
Cleo, I've been there.
Uh-huh.
I've been in a relationship where I used to hide my medicine. Na sikuambia huyo mtu, which is wrong, but I knew how he was safe because uko you is equals to you. But vile nimekuja public and nimegain a lot of knowledge about HIV, I've realized that it is very important to disclose your HIV status, because hata watu kuambia mtu I'm undetectable kabla uanze kuexplain asha panic, asha sema umeniua, like you've already infected me. Mwingine hata huyo sasa kuna mtu ashaniambia ata nini like I've ruined his life, he's going to die. Na mwambia you won't die. I wanted to take him to my doctor, but it was my fault. I'm sorry for that, but ni stigma too, but right now I know better. Pia hao watu wanaficha dawa, usifiche, just say it, because utaikuwa happy even in that. You'll live in worry. What if nipate? In fear, in worry. Utapatikana siku moja and it will be very ugly, let me tell you.
Why?
Itakuwa mbaya. Kwambia. Just disclose. Na kama mtu amekukataa, amekureject because of your HIV status, it's still okay. He wasn't meant for you, ama she was not meant for you. You'll definitely get someone who will love you for who you are, with your HIV status, everything. Na mimi mwenye pia niko na shida ya macho, I have a disability, I have IC, I have HIV, na bado niko. So hizo ni vitu tu za kawaida. We cannot change them. We just live, we adapt, we live with them and hope for the best.
Let me ask Gracie, if you're comfortable answering, have you ever found yourself in that situation and umepatikana? What did you do? And what, if you don't mind, please? Hizo stories nasikianga nacheka najichekelea.
Nilipatikana nikache kwambia, like this person I was dating, he was not even wakwa Kenyan. So alikuja kaniona. After now I came public when I was going to Kenyatta to get my life is. Somebody shared my video to that. Alishare my video kwa huyo mtu. Akasema, I remember you from somewhere and you were seeing this person. Did you disclose? Alianza kuniambia, I'm so proud of you, but I knew exactly where this was leading to. And I knew that alikuwa anataka kujua kama nilimwambia, na sikuwa nimemwambia. So this person alipatia video and they came to my WhatsApp and asked me, why didn't you tell me this and this? I told them I was scared, but I loved you. I didn't want to lose you, because once you disclose, definitely most of the people, I think 80 ama ni 70, I don't know,
80.
Majority of people, once ukishataja tu ukedi, my friend, it's over. So me, I didn't want to lose this person, and I knew he was safe because I was you is equals to you. I was undetectable. But mtu aka insist, I want to see those results. Na tupeangwi.
Unaitisha.
Mi sasa sikuwa nazo.
Your time they didn't use, but right now you can.
But
ask.
like I know, like once I don't, like once I get tested and I go for my next clinic, naambiangu hata date mi sipeangu hiyo kitu. Naambiangu na cram. So right now I'm supposed to go in October, date 9. So pia mambo zangu za viral load, the results are usually like my doctor tells me verbally. There's no paper, there's nothing. So I tried telling this person, then let me take you to my doctor. You're going to see that I'm not even lying. Yeah, but at least ko open-minded. Alisema it's okay. I guess it got tested and akwa nayo. Na ako tu sawa. So I'd recommend if you're starting a relationship or already you're in that relationship na mjenda sana, please disclose your status to your partner so that it leads to
Na
shock.
wenye waja disclose na washaendelea.
Kwanza kuna mwenye aliniambia ako kwa ndoa for 3 years.
3 hata ni kidogo. Mimi watu hata you saw time ya kuko na stima Grace nilisema wenye sasa wenye wanafichanga dawa msimeze mawe.
Mambo ni kama
zenye zinawekwa huko juu. People are in marriages. I have friends, people come to my inbox, wanaume kwanza. Mtu anaeka dawa kwa chemist. Anameza hapo jioni anaenda kwa nyumba.
Hata mwingine amezeka kwa supplements kibuyu like another container yenye si ARVs, anadanganya sijui ni za wapi. Mimi nilikuwa naambia watu yuzi dawa zangu ni za anxiety.
You're not wait, let me tell you. I've given this story when I was dating my and I stayed in that relationship for 4 years. Funny enough, this guy knew, alikuja kujua tu along the way, but hangeweza kuniuliza. Yeah. So he came to us, lakini yenyewe men are just funny creatures. When I went public about my status, when I wanted to go public, my nurse, ni kama nurse, si nurse, alikuwa social worker, social something evil. In Thika, I used to go to Thika level 5 before. I just transferred recently in March. So I told this lady, nilikuwa na uoga, akaniambia acha nikwambie Cleo, if you've been dating, can you tell those guys moja kwa moja hivi? Nilifikia kila sasa. Wow. Hi Tony, niaje? Tunaweza onana? Ambia ni sawa. I called that guy. Niaje? Huyo watu watamjua sasa. Poa. Nikamwambia, can I see you? Akaniambia ni sawa. I was at the shop in town and used to work in town. 2 seconds amekuja hapo. Nikamwambia si sahi, that was so fast, si sahi. You know, I'm so scared. I've dated this person for more than almost 5 years. Nikasema, unajua nikashindwa kumwambia. So nikasema tutapatana siku ingine. This Tony we met in town, akaniambia let's go for lunch. We went for lunch, sikuweza kumwambia. Nikamwambia tukapatana tena sikuweza. Sasa hiyo siku inakaribia because I wanted to go public on November 30th. When kesho is World AIDS Day in 2020. So there is no one that I told. But I knew they're safe. I knew 155% that wako safe.
Unajua kwanza this person wangu, he's reckless. The reason why like he was worried, I think he's been reckless. And that's why it didn't work out for us. So alikuwa anashangaa sasa msichana ashaniambia what about hao wengine. Na mimi sikuwa nataka mtu aniekele. Unajua mtu anaweza pata ukimwi kwenye ametoa akujia aseme ni mimi juu niko na mtu
kama nimwambie wewe ende uokote huko ujaribu useme ni mimi.
Useme ni mimi juu ati niko na isha kuja on public. Yeah, me I usually tell people kama pia mimi niliambia watu wenye nilikuwa na wao like before even I came to public, I made it public. I told them I have HIV, and the reason I didn't tell you this and this is because I was scared. I didn't want to lose you, and the stigma around it's heavy because I've undergone it severally and I know how it is. So this time ndo nikuja public, I was ready. As I told you on our previous podcast, I was ready for the backlash and the insults. But sasa nilianza nao watu nishai date. They're not many, don't get why I'm not si wengi hivyo. So I told them and wengine wakani cut off, wengine wakasema, but I still speak to others, like 2 of them. I've dated like 4 guys. So the two of them wananiongelesha kuza like walishanga, how is it possible? Unaona the fear. They were told once you sleep with the person who is HIV positive, you're going to get it. But now, like right now, they are wondering how did sikupata aje sasa. Now we never used protection. So ndo hiyo aspect ya US to you ndo inakujia in. Si ati lazima upate ukimwi you've had sex with someone who is HIV. Though I'm not advocating for reckless sexes. I mean having reckless sleeping around unsafe, because you're undetectable. I talked about reinfection. Clear kuna reinfection.
Yes.
A person who is HIV positive can get reinfected again by your HIV 1, HIV 2, and you can, once you get reinfected, it might be very hard to treat it, to manage, because inakuwa resistant. It becomes medicine resistant. The medication might not work. So as much as we are positive, we should be careful and vigilant as well.
So I had not finished. Nika nini? Mimi. So this guy nikaamka, me posted, had done a video, a YouTube video. Hiyo time ndio nifungua chat na ni kitambo. So you can see this dream ya podcast nimekuja ku actualize this year, 5 years, almost 6 years later. So before I posted at 12 niliwatumia hiyo story yangu yote, now the one that now I put in the book now. Yeah. Nikawatumia. So huyu wa 4 years aliona. Tony hakuona, aliona asubuhi. Hey, nimepost hivi. Unajua huyo kijana alienda hospitali, alitestiwa 11 times. Alikuwa anatoka Tao, anaenda Isili, anatoka Isili, anaenda Ngara. So he couldn't believe. Like he wasn't getting, how is it possible? Exactly. I've been with this girl for all this. Mpaka akaulizwa na daktari mmoja ni nini, sasa ndio akamexplainia, akamwambia kamza nini unatafuta wewe, what is happening, can you explain? Ambaye alimpea simu, ona
msichana ni wangu, tumedate,
see what happened, this is my ex and all that. So that is where ali explainiwa. But remember, after, of course, tukuja tukanyamaziana almost an year, then we came back together. So that's the time he told me. I knew, but I was not sure. Alikuwa ameona dawa. Si hata mimi nilikuwa naeka kwa vitu tu nini to containers hivi. So he saw Septrin. Venye aliona Septrin, he had lost a sister. Unfortunately, the sister was positive, but pia yeye alikuwa amendanganya ati sister yake alikuwa na cancer. So there is no point angeniambia. So afterward ndio niambia niliona, nikamza mbona huku niuliza, because you could not. And then that time my eyes used to be yellow because of second line that used to give me cosmetic jaundice. So aliniuliza, nikamwambia sijui ni nini, sijui nilimuexplainia ni nini, akajua. Sisi muziko, akajua. Sasa we meet, we talk about that. Then these are that one called me, umeniua. Hey, calm down, tulia. Saa hiyo simu yangu, I remember that day. My phone, I had over 1,000 texts. Everyone is calling. Everyone is my high school.
Same.
Imeenda viral. Kila mtu wako all over. Jesus. My friend who called me, akaniambia, that girl was hitting me. Akaniambia, ndio maana unanikataa. Uko wapi? Nikamwambia mimi niko kwa nyumba. Akaniambia sasa kuja twende lunch. Nikamwambia hapana. So he told his friend, muite wewe atakubali. So I went. Nikaenda, we discussed. So he's like, no, usijali and all that. Nikamwambia, we calm down, relax. So I understand when you say that a lot of people, not until you walk with them through this, they might not understand. Because I've seen something happening, and we have instances where we are doing a lot of work trying to create awareness. A lot of work, including having these meetings, having these podcasts, having interviews, and all over social media, TikTok, everywhere. But we still have there some people, bado kuna watu wengine who are trying to make it look like, and I don't want to put it precisely, but there are people who are trying still to bring down the activists, the advocates and all that. And I feel like if I went somewhere, if I came to this podcast and we did an interview, and then nikitoka hapo naona umeniekea title mbaya, and I don't know, what are we supposed to do? Because we cannot be, hatuwezi kuwa tuna make 8 steps, then tunarudi 10 steps behind. You get?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, for those people who are trying to...
Have you had such an instance?
Exactly. I have Nasio mbali sana. Mm-hmm. I was in an interview, and the question that I was being asked were very disturbing. The reason why I complied to that interview is because I thought I was going to create awareness, as I usually do on my TikTok and my Instagram. But when I got there, the kind of questions that I was getting were really not what I was expecting. Because how do you ask me now that when mlemavu ulikuwa unafanya aje mapenzi na watu? What is that? Ati jumini mlemavu na niko na ukimwi. Like, how was my sex life with people? How many men have I been with, and how did we used to have sex?
Someone asked you that?
Exactly. Yes, yeah. They did, and I don't know.
Did you answer?
Exactly. I did. I told them we used to use protections and also knots. Akaanza kushanga. But what I would tell them is, please, if you're calling an activist, be professional. Mm-hmm. Ask relevant questions. Don't get into people's personal lives and privacy, because that is so wrong. I answered because I could have walked out, but niliamua to. I'm a very respectful person and
Yeah.
sipendi madharau. So if we're having an interview, please, if it's about HIV, let's stick to HIV. Mambo za HIV. It's about disability, let's stick to disability. Don't invade my privacy. Don't ask me personal questions that are not comfortable, because
That
how
is
do you expect me to
traumatizing.
answer you about my sex life, how I've been having sex with people I've been with? That is so wrong. Yeah, please. Unless you ask me, if I don't mind. If I don't mind, I'll answer you. But you should first and inquire if that question, like if I'm comfortable answering that question. Yeah.
I equally feel it's not even about the question itself. The question itself is demeaning and stigmatizing. It's
Exactly.
promoting stigma.
Yeah.
Because when I come to your interview and you start asking me and you are crisscrossing and having in mind when you're talking about your case, it's a very different case. You cannot come as we are trying to promote inclusivity, diversity, and you want to put it like people who are able differently are not supposed to enjoy life. They're not supposed to get married.
Yeah.
It's the same way to ask someone that mwize ulipata mtoto aje. Now
Exactly.
that you are visually
Or
impaired, it's
you're on
not.
a wheelchair. How did you get children? How do we
Yes.
get children in the first place? That's a very stupid question. It's a demeaning question, as you've put it, and people should be mindful of how you ask such questions.
I don't know why. Anyway, I don't want to dwell in that because that is so wrong, and it's the same thing that and such things annoy me. Even when someone comes to me and they ask something that I feel it's a little bit stigmatizing. For me, mi sijali. Mimi unaweza niambia anything. Like I always tell people, hii ukimwi ni mimi niliamka siku moja nikamwambia niko na ukimwi. Hamkuwa mnajua. You
Exactly.
cannot telling me enda uko na hiyo ukimwi. That cannot affect me in any way. I will eat, I will drink, I will sleep.
Yeah.
But what about that young person at the community level who is not empowered? Personally, I am empowered completely to the point that that cannot make me feel anything. But I feel for someone else, assuming that was someone else, Gracie, someone who is struggling with acceptance about living with disability, someone who is struggling with HIV, someone, how would that be?
It would be.
Let's always be mindful of what we say. Let's be mindful of what we comment. Just wait. Anyway, thank you so much, Mama, for making your time to be here and for honoring my invite once again. But before you leave, I always want our guests, or rather my guests, to speak to someone who is out there. And I want you to speak specifically to that young girl. There's a boy, but speak to that young girl out there who has gone through the ups and the downs of life, and they feel that they're almost giving up. They feel like it's not possible. They feel like they cannot overcome anything in life. And just as you've told us, you're a young person navigating around 3 conditions, and you're here happy, smiling, doing your thing, living your life, and of course doing everything to make sure that you meet the desires of your heart. Talk to that person and allow them to feel how however they're feeling, but remind them that there is so much life, so much life that is awaiting them.
Yeah, for that young girl out there or a young boy, and you're struggling with you're trying to navigate through life with HIV or a disability, I want to tell you right now that you're not alone. There's me, there are others, and you will achieve everything you want to achieve. Don't allow HIV or disability define who you are. You will like your life doesn't, like your life does not depend on HIV only. There's more to life apart from HIV na hizo vitu. Life continues, and don't stop dreaming. Love yourself, because once you love yourself, people around you are definitely going to love you. It starts within, and you are great. You will be successful. You are beautiful. You are awesome, and life is beautiful when you love yourself. Take your medication, adhere to your medication. For people who have disability, we all know that disability is not inability.
Yeah.
We do a lot with our disability. For instance, I style my outfits, I do my makeup, I do my hair.
Yeah.
So don't let your disability limit you from being happy or becoming the best version of yourself. That's all for now. Napenda. My name is Grace Murugi on all my Murugi Mureithi on all my socials. Yeah, see you on the next one. Napenda. Bye.
Thank you so much for being part of this important conversation, and of course for honoring my invite once again. And nitakuita tena na tena. Hii message lazima ifike mpaka huko grassroots. And of course to our viewers, thank you so much for watching, and of course for being part of this. And I always tell you that I don't want anyone to be living this usikuwa umefika hapa na kuna kitu nasoma. We are doing this because we are trying to educate as we entertain. Tuna educate tuki-entertain. Tunataka usome na pia hatutaki kuja instill fear tukini. That's why we have several jokes along our podcast, because we want it to be interactive. And of course you can always interact with us through tuweke comment hapo. Be kind. Remember to be kind. And I said that those bad comments, let's not give our guests a hard time. They go through these comments, and it's always good to spread love, to be kind to each other, and of course to make sure that you share these to anyone you feel that needs to watch this. And if you're watching this without subscribing, please consider to subscribe. And as we finish, allow me to thank the sponsors of this episode, and that is Phone Place Kenya. And a quick reminder that this is the most legit smartphone and accessories shop. Na tulisema tunakuwa Bazaar Plaza, Mezzanine, Unit 5. And of course we have Phone Place Care, where you can bring your phone. Tunakutengeneza care, we take care, we diagnose and we treat. So you can always walk in, ulete simu yako yenye iko na shida, tunakutengenezea. Unaweza kuwa na simu yako imeharibika but you're busy, call us. Tunakuja, tunachukua. Rider anakujia, unatengenezewa na inarudishwa. We have our website where you don't have to leave your space. Unaingia tu hapo Phone Place Care, una click website, unauliza swali yenye uko nayo, kama ni mouthpiece, whatever phone that you want, unaenda hapo na una click, and then you book your appointment. Again, we have extended warranty for all phones that you feel that hazikujangi na warranty. We have Nothing Phone, we have Pixel, we have iPhones. You can always come na tutakupea hivyo. And again, tuko na trade in. Hiyo simu yako unataka ku upgrade but una hiyo pesa yote, as long as imemaliza 2 years, haija exceed 2 years, and you have the receipt and it's still in the right condition, kuja and then we'll trade in. You just need to add a little amount and then you get your dream phone. And last but not least, we equally allow lipa mdogo, where you don't have to come with all that money. Usisave tena mwaka mzima, kuja wekelea pesa kidogo, pay within 6 months and come uchukue simu yako. That is Phone Place. And a quick reminder that we are at Bazaar Plaza along Moi Avenue. Phone Place Kenya tuko Mezzanine, Unit 5. Phone Place Care tuko 4th floor, the same building, D2. And guys, as we wind up, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for making this channel your health channel, and thank you for always sharing, subscribing. And remember that we're doing this not because we just want to celebrate the incredible stories of these amazing guests, but because we're creating a community of understanding, a community of support, and of course a community of empowerment. Until the next one, bye.